Good morning and welcome to Chisinau, the capital city of Moldova. Moldova is the least visited country in Europe. I think they only get about 43,000 visitors annually. And per capita, Moldova is the poorest country in Europe. And because of its location, it's been fought over by the likes of the Ottomans, Russians, and Romanians. And if that wasn't enough, in June 1940, the Red Army invaded Moldova. And then 4 months later, a 7.3 magnitude earthquake decimated Chisinau. And then in 1941, the Germans attacked the capital, bombing and destroying what little was left. And so Chisinau has this reputation of being the ugliest capital city in Europe. Now, whether that reputation is true, let's go find out. Chisinau city center isn't that big, so you should be able to cover most of it in a day. Just on my right is the house of the government of Moldova. I don't think my GoPro can take this whole building in one shot, so like it goes from there, and then it goes all the way down there. It's humongous. It's so imposing. And just in front of that massive building is the Triumphal Arch, which is just there. Yeah, let's go across the road and explore it. So I've just been filming outside the house of Moldovan government, and a guard came up to me and asked a question in Moldovan, which I don't understand. He was very friendly towards the end, but initially I thought I've done something wrong. I don't know, maybe I did. Maybe you're not allowed to film outside the building. I don't know, but it is a little bit disconcerting. So I immediately left there, and then now I'm in this park. I kind of want to go on the other side of the street though, so yeah, let's go there. So just in front of me is the Triumphal Arch, which is just on the other side of the road from that massive government building that I was saying earlier. This arch was built in 1840 and is dedicated to the victory of the Russian Empire over the Ottoman Empire. So this cathedral in front of me is the Christ Nativity Cathedral. So I really like this park. This is called Cathedral Park, and in it you've got the Christ Nativity Cathedral, and you've got the Arch de Triomphe over there, and then behind it, just across the road, is the government building. It's so green here, it's quite peaceful, considering that you're in the middle of the city. That statue behind me is dedicated to a youth organization back in the Soviet time. And from there, you can actually walk towards the cathedral, and that's what I'm gonna do now. That there, it looks like leaves of trees, but they're actually solar panels, and then you can use the energy to charge your equipment. Isn't that amazing? I like that this street is pedestrianized and that it perfectly frames the church in the middle of it. Amazing. So this is the City History Museum, and it's 10 Li to go up there. but I haven't got any cash with me and they don't take credit cards nor Romanian lei, so yeah, I'm gonna give this a miss. So I'm now in Valea Morelos Park. I think that's how you say it. And it's got loads of steps down towards the river, or the lake actually. And it's just a stone's throw away from the City History Museum. So yeah, let's go explore this area. This is one of the 23 lakes around the city, and it's also one of the biggest. This is quite nice. It's quite peaceful around here. There's a lot of people fishing, people running, just yeah, leisurely doing their things. I think you can walk around the lake, so I think I'm gonna do that because it goes to there and then it loops around. So yeah, I'll do that. I was walking around the lake and I noticed one thing. This little man here, that's a Little Prince. That Little Prince statue is the smallest statue in all of Moldova, measuring about just 4 inches. So yeah, this park is definitely one of the best places to visit. If you're in Chisinau, I highly recommend it. It's so peaceful and it's quite nice to just walk around it. And that statue of Little Prince that I found accidentally was just a cherry on top. And just a few meters from the lake, you have this massive statue of Lenin along with Dimitrov and Karl Marx. I believe this is one of the last few remaining public statues of Lenin in Europe. I really like what they've done here. Instead of destroying the statues and, you know, pretend it didn't happen, they instead moved the statues from the center of Chisinau to a less prominent site, facing a car park. Yeah, very good. That park that I was on earlier was quite beautiful and peaceful. But if you want an even more peaceful place, you come here. This is an Eternity Memorial Complex. It's a memorial to the fallen soldiers of World War II. Somebody told me that there's a shopping mall in Moldova called Moldova, and I knew then that I really had to check this one out. And I'm here now and it's real. I thought it was just a dad joke. Right, here we are. Welcome to Moldova. Apparently there's a restaurant called Mealdova and there's a clothing lines for boys called Male-Dova. I don't know if those two are real. I need to check it out first. And so I can now confirm that the shopping mall Moldova looks like just any other shopping mall in the world. I'm not sure what I was expecting. And I can also confirm that the restaurant Mealdova and the clothing line Male-Dova don't exist. I think those two were just jokes, dad jokes. About 20 minutes walk from Moldova, you get this shining, shimmering splendid of a monastery just behind me. Let's go in. It looks very old inside and also very opulent. You can tell that Chisinau is really doing its best to make itself look more presentable. For instance, that building behind me, that looks abandoned, but instead of leaving it in a state, they decided to paint it with the colors of their flag. And I really appreciate that as a tourist. I also love that instead of crossing the main road, Chisinau has this underpass that you can use to cross the road, which looks so clean and well looked after. So this is the main road of the city, as you can see. I love the contrast between those building blocks and then this building here that has loads of work of arts. Oh look, there's a Brutalist building just there. There. That's incredible. I soon found out that there's actually loads of Brutalist buildings in Chisinau. And just here in front of me is the most epic building ever. It's the Parliament of Moldova. If the previous building that we saw was massive, I think this one is just as massive and it's a lot taller. So I'm standing in the middle of three epic looking buildings. The first one is the Parliament of Moldova, which is like a Soviet looking building. And then there's the Department of Agriculture, which is like the Brutalist building. And then there's the Presidential Palace, which I'd say a little bit modern, but it looks like the Trump Tower, mainly because of the gold. So I think it might not be okay to film the outside of the government buildings here in Chisinau, because just then I was filming the facade of the Parliament building, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the guard just appeared and stood right in front of the Moldova sign. To be fair, he didn't call me out, he didn't tell me to go away, but it's definitely sending a signal that, you know, I'm not meant to be here. What are you doing here? The other thing that I appreciate here in Chisinau is that their pavements are so well maintained. Look at that. At least on this side. The other side is not as nice. So I'm in a traditional Moldovan restaurant called Taifa. And it's funny because when you enter the restaurant, this old man will give you like this little drop or shot of Moldovan wine, almost like forcing it out. And when I get the menu, I've ordered almost everything that was said is traditional. So that should be interesting. So this one here is called kompot, which is essentially an non-alcoholic drink. It's prepared by boiling fruits in hot water until you get all the juice from it. This one is called placinta, apparently the national dish of Moldova. It's a pastry which could be filled with cheese, eggs, potatoes, or whatever you want to fill it in with. The main is a traditional miche, which look like skinless sausages and are so flavorful. For dessert, I've ordered apple strudel, and it was so good I nearly ordered another one. So this is where I'll end today's video. I think I've walked almost the whole city. So is Chisinau really the ugliest capital city in Europe? I don't think so. I can think of at least 3 European capital cities that are less attractive than Chisinau. Although I cannot foresee Chisinau to be a tourist hotspot anytime soon. It certainly has its charm. It's a very green city with plenty of trees, parks and lakes. What do you think? Let me know in the comment below. I'm doing a day trip to Chisinau's countryside tomorrow, and I will see you then. Kita kits, or as we say here in Moldova, nevidem in current.